All right, welcome, Hammers Nation. Alex in charge here with the Fat, Drunk, and Stupid Fantasy Show. The original fantasy football show for American Hammers Nation and West Ham fans in general. I got a couple of guests today, one of which is Dave from St. Louis. Davey, how you doing, man?
All right, what's up?
Another day in paradise, man. At least I know that my dog will be safe come Saturday and Sunday, and I have to work, so I won't kick the dog during the West Ham game. So we're pretty happy about that.
Like that.
How you feeling about West Ham? We're waiting for James to come on. We'll just kind of do,
I am pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I'm starting to believe. We can get in that top six. I'm starting to believe it.
Oh my God!
I think the Chelsea and Man U are going to drop out, and Spurs. You just don't know what the hell's going on there.
It's like a box of chocolates, man. You just don't know what you're going to get.
That's right.
Why do you think? And it was kind of giving some filler time because I like to get James in here because he had a lot of good stuff. What do you think the reason why that we're playing well? Is it just the schedule? Is the schedule set up that way?
I think the schedule's setting up. We're also in year 2 of Pellegrini. I think that's a big help. And I like that. I think the straw that stirs the drink on that team right now is going to be Felipe Anderson, and it's his second year, and I think that's going to be a key. I like Allaire, but I think having Anderson back, at being in and more confident for a second year in the Premier League, which is a totally different league than what he's used to, is a big thing.
Is there – this is going to be crazy. I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. Is there too much talent in the midfield?
Probably. Well, I don't know.
Is there enough places to put people?
That may be it. There may not be enough places to put people. I'd still like to see Wilshere do something. He's just kind of we all love Noble, but why is it we have to have Noble in the team to make this team go? And I think that's going to be a problem.
It's tough I would hate to have to pick that lineup.
Yeah.
So Jim's like, what's going on? I'm like, why aren't you on the show? Where are you? Neil. Good morning, Neil. Gotta love some Neil. Waiting for James to get in, and hopefully we'll see Jim pretty soon. But Wally, hello, Wally. Thanks for checking in. So let's do this real quick. I've got just kind of our standings for the league. And we'll kind of go through a couple of things here, and then we'll just kind of go through the. He's waiting for an invite. I gave him an invite. Let's see here.
I'll check his Twitter.
Check your Twitter. Check your Twitter, Jim. Check your Twitter. Let's go. Let's go to the standings here, and we'll see if we can pull that up real quick. All right. I don't know if you can see it right now, but happy Hammers. Jamie Thomas got 59 points last week, about 275 on the year, holding that first place spot pretty well. Gerard Sandstorm, Liam Richards had a great week. Barcelona, love that name. Barcelona, Aaron Everett, 75 points on the week, 271. And Mind the Gap, T. Beaumont, still hanging in there with 69 points. That's the top 4. I didn't really think it would be fair to kind of pick on the people that are, in the bottom 4, because we've actually had a number of people join recently, which is pretty cool. So we're still kind of going with that. Let's see here. I got a couple other things here. We'll cover last week's performers real quick, and maybe if you want to jump in on that one, we can talk about that. Uh, Vestergaard, 11 points. Masuaku, 12. That was phenomenal. I think he's really starting to play that system that that Pellegrini is wanting. I mean, I don't know if you want to chime in on that. I mean, I think he's very important to that role. Robinson, De Bruyne, 13 points. Charleston, 15. Vardy,
Yeah.
Aguero, Tammy Abraham. I mean, he's definitely the guy that's starting to really stir the drink there.
Yeah. What are you thinking on, like, if you look at that back three there on the top performers, how many of those guys are real, or is that just, the an anomaly that's going on?
The Trent Alexander, I think that's a constant. I mean, I think he's getting the shots in the box. He's getting what needs to happen. Vestergaard, I'm not really sure about that one. Masuaku, I think he's going to get his. I think you're starting to see him play the way that system needs to be played.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get more playing time.
Yeah. I'll stay away from him only because I'm staying away from anybody from Southampton. Just don't want to be around that. That's a team that I think is potentially going down, or they're going to be right there at the bottom. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from anybody from them.
Well, speaking of, let me change. I mean, I want to get back to that. I was going to put this up. If you do want to join the show, love to have you, Jim. That's for you too. So anybody else wants to join the show, I like it like 2 ways, 3 ways, 4 ways. I think we'll get a 6-way going. I think the system will allow it. So feel free to jump on, and love to have you, and love to have your comments, because obviously that's what's important, is everyone, participating and kind of, having their 2 cents. Did Gabe on here said anybody catch the England game? I've been at work all day. Did anybody check it? Like, what's
they won big, didn't they? 4-0.
Yeah,
that's what I thought I heard.
Yeah,
I think Sterling scored, right?
Somebody said I heard Declan Rice messed up.
Oh, really?
And, something about that. I don't know what happened. But, that's somebody was tweeting at him about something, and he was very gracious.
Yeah, England won 5-3, looks like.
5-3, okay.
Yeah, Sterling, Kane, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the other 2 guys that scored.
Well, he's Neil, our Australian correspondent on all things England. Real quick, let's kind of go to talk about some sponsors here real quick. Drinkware Design, drinkwaredesign.com, official partner of American Hammers TV. Make sure you go check them out. You can get your own hot, cold, frosty beverage in a drinkwaredesign.com mug. All you got to do is go to the website. They offer a lot of different things other than the mugs, but if we're just talking mugs, submit a logo and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You can get your own American Hammers TV mug. You could get a Dallas Hammers. You could get a St. Louis Hammers.
There we go.
You could get anything with a hammer on it. And again, drinkwaredesign.com, official partner of American Hammers TV. So make sure you check those guys out, and we thank you for your support. Appreciate it, guys. So what I want to do real quick is kind of go through. I mean, we've already covered last week. I mean, it's been a week ago. So what I'd like to do is kind of talk about this week's upcoming games and kind of get your thoughts specifically on where the points are coming from. So let me pull that up here. Let's see here. What are the matchups? Didn't want to click on that. Let's see here. So Saturday the 14th, I'll just throw them out to you.
Okay.
Rapid fire. Newcastle at Liverpool. What say you?
Last year, Liverpool scored 4 goals in that game. I don't see them stopping. They're going to probably, I'd say at least 4-1 in that with, I'll say Salah's definitely going to get 1, maybe 2.
This is something I wanted to cover, kind of a topic, and maybe we can kind of throw it out right now, is Mane, Salah. Which one should you take?
At this point, Salah's been kind of a ball hog lately. At least that's what it sounds like. They had a little issue, and I heard Mane got pissed off at him.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. James, you there?
Kind of there.
Oh my God, it's like Blair Witch Project. What the hell?
I'm in the dark. I got every light on in my room, and it's still dark.
Oh wow!
Hold on.
Wow.
I gotta migrate.
Migrate. There's the Great Migration. All right. Well, I'll let you come back to that one, and we'll get back in a second. So, okay. So you think, I think when you get to a fantasy point, I think a lot of people are looking at Mane more than Salah, just because on just the price.
Yeah.
And I think that's and that is something I'm going to consider. I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and have a beer and a big steak dinner. Look at all the different positions that I can, go with.
Yeah.
Call up some girls.
There you go.
And play my wild card. And I think I might go
Get a little
I
wild.
go away from Salah.
Yeah.
I think I think I might go away from just and again I could probably switch out those two guys, relatively back and forth, and they're relatively same price.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the next one. Brighton hosting Burnley. Burnley, the most boring team.
Well, yeah, but Barnes is going to get at least 2. Okay. Mm-hmm. And Burnley wins that game. I say 2-0.
I could see that happening.
Yep.
Checking out James. Oh, James Cam.
Better.
James Cam. Let's see. James, you there?
Oh, what's happening?
The James Cam. All right.
Yes,
Come right
sir.
back. You ready? The zombie's going to get you?
Oh.
All right, he's there. I think he's good. I think we're good.
All right.
Okay, so
Got me?
James, we're talking. Yeah, I got some of you. We're kind of going through the games for the upcoming week and kind of getting your thoughts on a couple. I think this one will be a great game. Leicester traveling to Manchester United. Since James, you're hopping in. What say you? How's that game going to shake out, and who's going to get the points? I mean, who's going to get, what player is going to show out and would be a good fantasy pick?
Sorry.
For Manchester United and Leicester. All right, James Cam. All right, we'll come back in just a second. He's having trouble. All right, Manchester United, Leicester. Who are your fantasy picks?
There are going to be a lot of goals in this game.
A lot of goals.
In my opinion, I do see. I picked up Vardy today, maybe because of name recognition more than anything else. But I think he's going to come into form. Hey.
Whoa! Whoa! I didn't scroll down enough, and I didn't see that there was somebody moving underneath my screen. And
let Dave finish. He was going.
I kind of got shot there.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Vardy's going to score, and I think Rashford might show up in this game. Okay, Pogba's going to miss at least
Somebody's going to miss a penalty.
And but I think it's going to be. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in this game.
Tim, what say you?
I think Dave's on point there. Really, I would say 1-1, but I definitely draw. I would definitely. I wouldn't be surprised 2-2, but it's got all the makings for a draw. Really
Interesting. Okay. I do think there's going to be a lot of goals. I just think there's going to be some goals scored. I just can't see how.
both teams' defenses are a lot better than what their offenses are putting out lately. I don't know. I don't know. That's the only reason why I say that. But
Manchester United. What is who is playing for them recently that's really been putting up some points?
Nobody.
Midfielder.
Yeah, nobody really.
No. There's see if we get James. You there?
Come on, Jimmy.
Jimmy, come on. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Okay, so I think Leicester's going to take that game. I really do. I think they're going to win, and literally they may burn down Old Trafford after this game. Sheffield United hosting Southampton.
Yeah,
Is this an anomaly? Is Sheffield United actually going to – is this just smoke and mirrors?
I think it's just smoke and mirrors. I could see this being a really boring game of a 0-0 draw. I just don't see much from either of these teams.
Yeah, I predicted that. We do a little match prediction poll thing with Hammers Polls and Green Street Hammers and a bunch of other groups. And I think I picked this one to be a 0-0 as well. The beginning of the season, I mean, Sheffield has pulled off a few, what the hell moves and what the hell goals.
Right.
They got a great manager for their squad, and they have players that buy into exactly what he's pulling, what he wants to do, which is great. But it's not going to work every week, especially in the Premier League. I think, like you said, what they've done so far has been quite an anomaly. And but Southampton, man, they're whatever you think they're going to do, they're going to do the opposite. You think they're going to lose, you think they're going to get smoked.
Yeah.
They'll pull off, a 2-0 win, which is really bizarre. But I don't know. I think you're right. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Now, Lundstrom is the guy that is classified as a defender, but he's playing midfield, so he's really racking up more points than he should in that position. So I think from a fantasy standpoint, a lot of people are going with him just because of that setup.
As a matter of fact, I think I saw him in one of those top, who's been brought in.
Yes. I was going to cover that. He has been. He's been somebody that, on a price point basis and what he's bringing in, he's definitely,
looks like
a good pickup. So let's go to the next one. We've got Tottenham Crystal Palace.
Boo.
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 It all depends upon which Harry Kane shows up in this game, really.
Harry Kane's got 3 goals on the year.
Yeah.
Jordan Ayew, 2 goals. Christian Eriksen, 1.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Unfortunately, Tim, I'm going to have to say Spurs win that game. It's probably going to be
No, I agree with you.
2-1, maybe.
Yeah.
But Harry, they've been doing it again, they're like smoke and mirrors. I mean, the first week, Spurs, they had to come back and pull out this.
Yeah.
Harry Kane had to score, 2 or 3 at the end, and it was against nobody. Yeah. So I can see this being a 2-1 game. And I say Son may even get the goal. Not Harry Kane, but Harry Kane will be involved. He'll probably get an assist.
Coming off good performance.
Go ahead. You were about to say I interrupted.
No, coming off a good performance with England. I mean, I think that he'll do well.
Let's go to the James Cam. See if he's there.
Not looking good.
Dial up.
Am I back?
You're back.
Am I back?
You're back.
No.
Yeah, I think coming off an international game, I don't think Harry Kane's going to have it. I think you're right. I think Song is the guy that's probably going to get something out of that game, and will probably be the better pick from a fantasy standpoint.
That's what I would suspect.
Next game, I really like this one. Oh, go ahead.
One second, man. Yeah, I was having a little internet issue. Can you hear me okay now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I'm a little blurry, but yeah. All right. No, basically what I was going to say was that Crystal Palace has kind of what we have going on, where our attack is their defense. So their attack is their defense. And, they don't have the best defenders, but they definitely have, they bring it forward. And I think that it's not going to work against Tottenham. So I was just going back to that. I think that Tottenham will probably win like 3-1, maybe even. But we'll see. It's so dark in here.
James is the
solar flare
on the side. Whoa.
Jesus Christ, I went up in flames. All right. What's up with James?
Yeah, I keep going back to him, and it's just black screen. It's totally Blair Witch Project.
Is there a way to eliminate him or remove him, and then maybe he can come back in? Can you do that, or
I think he's got to do that.
He's got to do that. Son of a bitch. Listen, Jim is awesome. Jim is like I was telling you earlier, Alex. Jim is probably one of the most knowledgeable people that I've. When it comes down to not just West Ham but football in general. He is amazing for our Discord. He's been recruiting people for our Discord because I always forget the link to join. He's always starting conversations there. Even in our we're in a couple different Twitter group chats, West Ham related, and he's super knowledgeable and talkative. And it's just I don't know if it's his internet in Maine or what, but every time we've tried to have him on, it's been trouble. But listen, I can't wait to get him on here at some point.
Yeah, no, I was excited because you and I talked about it, and I was like, okay, this would be cool. I like to talk with him, but
man, he studies. I'm telling you, he studies different leagues as well, and he follows this website called transfermarket.com. That's really informative. I mean, he studies it, and he'll come up with we'll be talking about different transfer news or rumors or whatever, or players that are not doing so hot, and then he'll throw in these names from other leagues that are we've never even thought of.
He's back.
He's in. All right, there you go.
I made it.
Oh man, I don't know where to start. So, how's the AOL working in Maine?
Oh, it's just tremendous out here. I had to sit on the porch to get any sort of signal that'll work.
Yeah, I remember when I had dial-up. I remember you saw that running guy, and you're like, "Yes, I'm in."
That would be faster.
Yeah, net zero. Yeah.
Let me go to Ask Jeeves. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can help you out.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up my Netscape Navigator real quick.
Dude,
right.
I still use Netscape every day at work.
They still have that?
I can send you a picture tomorrow.
That's awesome, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let's get the conversation going.
Yeah, so James, let's talk about this. So we've been going through some of the games this week upcoming, trying to find out where points are coming from individual players, and just kind of get your take on some stuff. And I think you've listened most of the way through. But the next one up is Wolverhampton, Chelsea at Wolverhampton. What say you as far as players? Who would you take in that game from a player standpoint?
Well,
is Tammy Abraham your go-to?
No, in my team, I actually have Pulisic still. I picked him up first week. Haven't lost faith in him because he'll come good. But Mason Mount, and the left back Emerson for Chelsea. I think Emerson is in the top 5 for shots or trying to take a shot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just shooting waywardly, but he's getting in forward positions. Wolves.
I'm writing this down.
It's Wolves. It's always Ruben Neves, deadly on a free kick. Diego Jota, he's Portuguese, so you pronounce the J, Jota.
Yep.
He's always 1 to 4. I also think Adama Traore. He's their version of Antonio, who's just maybe slacker. I think he might be a differential. Might get somebody an assist.
Well, as far as the top transfers in, kind of to your point, well, not really actually. Mason Mount is checking in as far as the bigger transfers in. Let me get that pulled up. Mason Mount, Aguero, Aguero, De Bruyne, and actually, James, I want to give you your time to kind of sway people why they should pick him up. James from Manchester United and Tammy Abraham. So James, what you're telling me is people are missing the mark on Tammy Abraham. They're wrong. No.
I not take. I don't him. I think he'll score goals, but I don't see him as that number one striker. I'm surprised playing Giroud up top.
But on Chelsea, he works.
The guy won a world. Yeah, it does. Tammy up top. It's a really game, but I think Giroud just offers. I think he could bring the other team to play better. But talking about De Bruyne, the Belgium game, he involved in all 4 goals they scored, 3 assists, and picked up himself. After missing all of last season, that guy is on fire and just dominate again.
So James, what do you think about De Bruyne? Is he the guy that if you played your wild card like I'm going to do, would you pick him?
I would wait on your wild card until week 6. You can make it another week. Following week, there's a lot of top 6 clubs, or what used to be the top 6, playing teams should beat, and it gives you an opportunity to get more favorable matchups.
What do you think, Dave? You on board with that?
Well, I used mine today, so I need to make a move. I was dropping, so I had to make a move. When I picked up, I
started at the bottom.
Like I said, I picked up Sterling, and I picked up who else did I get here? Sterling and Vardy, and I've got Salah and Firmino. So I think I got pretty good, And on the back line, I got Maguire and Van Dijk and Walker. That's where I'm gonna get my points. But I had to make a shake. I had to shake something up.
Yeah, I did that after week 1.
Down to 80. I had to do something.
I used my wild card week 2.
Actually, it's kind of
Ederson, yeah.
A funny transition we can kind of go to is I didn't want to go here, too early, but I asked all the guys to give us some and share some really weird stats. Obviously, Dave, you appreciate this, being a baseball guy. When I was a kid, NBC, Vin Scully, who used to work for be the Dodgers guy forever, he would just come up with these wacky stats. You still see it today, like, when the humidity is such and such, and this team is, undefeated, batting this, your percentage, and just some weird, bizarre stuff. And really want to come up with some stats, fantasy related. And Dave, you had one that was how many chips had FPL managers used ahead of the international break. So what did you kind of find on that? It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I found out that basically out of the top 10,000 owners, 22% of them have already used the wild card in the first 4 weeks. And that jumped up from week 3 to week 4 from 16, almost 17%. But the biggest thing that most of the top owners have done is they've used their triple captain at 26.7% already.
Yeah.
So they burnt through that early on. But, that's just kind of crazy, I thought, So
I wonder if that's a function of just really crappy drafting, or there's just some people out there that nobody saw coming. What do you think, Tim?
That was my case. That's exactly what happened to me. I picked a team not knowing anything about fantasy. This is the first year I've done it, right?
Okay.
So I had no idea what I was doing, and then I realized I was stuck with some real shit. So I blew my wild card and my triple captain in the first, week 2, week 3, and then of course my triple captain sucked, and I ended up getting I don't know, I think literally 15 points out of him because he got 5 points or something.
Hey, what does this button do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pretty much. And then no, but last week you posted the stats earlier from the best players of the week, and I did have I have Richarlison as my captain, so I actually got 30 points instead of the 15 that he got. So I kind of lucked out this week. I moved up maybe 3 spots to from 183 to 180 out of 200. So thanks to that. Yeah. So I have him as my triple. I had him as my not triple, but my regular captain this week. The week I only got 15 points out of my triple captain was when I had Salah as captain, and he only had 5 points a week or 2 ago. And I'm like, son of a bitch, because he had ridiculous numbers the week before, and that's
right.
They'll just, no matter what fantasy league I'm ever in, baseball, football, whatever, I'm always a week behind.
Yeah, you're always chasing.
Yeah, exactly.
Always chasing.
Always chasing.
Yeah, I think when I get home, I'm actually gonna sit down. We were talking earlier. Everybody online post their their picks or their pictures of their team, and I finally found one that I liked, and I was like, just took a snapshot. I'm like, I'm gonna get this one. This is the one that I'm gonna get. James, what do you think about your team? Is there anybody that you totally missed the mark on this year?
Allison. I took Allison first shot for my keeper.
Allison, yeah, me too.
And then
that's why I used my wild card. I picked up Edison.
But I took Allison and Fabianski.
Me too.
Because I figured I could play them off of each other. So I held on to Allison. I got him sitting on the bench. But I'm gonna backtrack for a few seconds. And my wacky FPL stat.
Yeah, go ahead.
For game week 4, over 1.2 million people brought in Timu Pukki into their team. And he got a fat goose thanks to the Hammers.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, somebody tweeted me about that, and I was like, man, I'm so happy. I've never been so happy to get screwed by my own team.
Did you take him?
Yeah. I mean, I did it.
Okay.
I did it, and then yeah. So it's That's
what about you,
my
Dave?
story.
Did you take him too? Did you have Pookie on your team too?
I do not have. Nope. I have Rashford, Allaire, and Moise Keane.
Oh, there you go.
So
man, I'm so gonna copy your team.
The way I look at fantasy is I look at trying to spread the points, getting that are gonna play consistently, and then also having a strong bench that I can change people in and out with. Like,
Yeah.
So like Sterling and Arnold are really the only two I have that are, well, deemed from Everton are probably the three that everybody, because like you got to try and find the outliers, other guys that are going to score points, so you can pick up points and other people won't.
Yeah.
Which is always the thing.
Can anybody take a wild guess who I have on my bench? Anybody?
Tompkins?
Dave, you smile. There you go.
Tompkins.
Ding, 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 ding. He's injured. But,
Oh, yeah, of course. Why not?
James Tompkins.
Yeah,
Yes.
No intention to play him ever. He started the season. He's still hurt with a hamstring, I guess. So I think it's because he doesn't want to play for Palace. He wants to come back home. But anyway,
it was the sentimental pick.
Exactly, it was a sentimental pick, and it's okay. Because
I know why I went with Pulisic.
Captain America.
There you go. Yeah, man. I
Exactly.
I debated that. But I have like Jimenez. I drafted him, and I'm keeping him. It was either between him or Jota, and I stuck with Jimenez, and I got Aguero, and I'm not really doing that well, so it doesn't really matter.
That's a good pick.
I mean, I have Salah and all that other stuff, but no.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of people draft based on last year's. Last year's numbers, and that's just, I mean, that's the only data size that you've got to go from. So I think this is where we start getting in. And to James' point, the sample size at week 6 is obviously a hell of a lot better than the sample size at week 4. And I think you're going to start seeing who's really playing. You got those injuries.
Yeah, there's no big injuries yet, really. I mean, other than
have
Allison,
some stability.
Yeah.
And I think it's. Well, Laporta from Manchester City. That one kind of screwed me.
Yeah.
But I've got went and picked up Zinchenko, and then apparently Mendy's coming back. So literally, I've screwed myself like twice in 1 week, which is pretty impossible.
I either pick people up 1 week late or the week after I drop them.
Yeah,
they do always. Dude,
yeah.
That's always the look to me.
That's the chase. That's the chase.
Yes.
Let's go to the next game, and I'll have Tim kind of start off on this one. Bournemouth, Everton. Is Bournemouth ever going to show up? The guys that we think are supposed to show up?
I have them. I predicted them to get relegated this year because I think that they don't belong in the Premier League with their tiny little stadium and their coach that's overrated and so anyway, no. The answer is no.
With all that being said, the answer is still no.
Yeah. Who are they playing again? Bournemouth?
Everton.
Oh, Everton? Fucking Everton. I hate Everton. Not as much as I hate Everton, American Everton fans, but yeah. No, listen, Everton is going to crush them. It's just that simple. I mean, and that now that I said that, Bournemouth's going to get one over on them.
I'm going to ask you a question, Tim. I'm going to ask you a question. I want an honest answer. It's probably going to get you in a lot of trouble. Okay. Which American supporter group is next to us? Is the coolest?
The coolest?
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good question, man.
I could go the inverse. Which ones are the biggest assholes? So I don't know. Should we start from the bottom or the top?
The biggest C words are the Spurs. The most pompous, 100%. The most cocky, the most arrogant. Nose up in the air. They give a shit more about how they look than anything else on this earth. And you're sucking. If you walk near them, then you're taking their air away from them. They have that type of attitude. I can't stand them more than anything on this planet. But anyway,
we're still talking about the same team.
Spurs, yes, exactly.
Okay.
No, listen, Man U. Listen, I don't have a problem with Man U supporters. They don't have a soul, so they don't affect me. They don't affect me at all. They're just glory hunters. They don't even care about soccer. If you're picking like one of the biggest clubs in the world to be your team, then you don't really give a shit. You just want the trophy. You don't care about the team. You don't know the player. You don't give a shit about the youth academy. You don't give a shit about the women's team. You don't give a shit about the whole club. You really don't.
Right.
So that's why them and the Arsenal and so on. I really could care less. Now, the coolest supporter besides us, man. God, I don't know. You got me, man. Wow.
Hey,
I just don't know an answer to that.
should just like be like a deduction, like the less dickery. Like, I mean, is there like a sliding scale
Newcastle,
here?
maybe?
That's what I was going to say. Where we go in St. Louis to go watch the games, there's a good, a couple guys that are Newcastle fans, and they are.
Yeah, I've never met personally. I've never met Dave. I've never met a bad. I mean, personally, I've not met a bad or an asshole or a cocky piece of shit for a Newcastle supporter.
Right.
But I've met a lot of those for Chelsea, Arsenal, and everybody else. So yeah, good one. I like that. I'll take Dave's answer.
Right.
All right, James, what do you got? Who is the? I don't even know what the hell we're talking about anymore.
Everton and Bournemouth. You were asking me, but then go ahead.
Yeah, Everton, Bournemouth. What do you got, James? You have the floor.
So
and then coming to you, Dave.
For Bournemouth, Harry Wilson. I think that kid is gonna do things for Bournemouth and keep them in games. If they stay up, it's probably going to be on him and Nathan Ake, the Dutch center back.
Yeah.
Is Harry Wilson worth a fantasy pickup? I mean, you're talking in two different sandboxes, two different universes.
I took him.
You took.
Dave, what do you say?
Picked him up after last week.
Yeah, I think that I'm just looking at Harry Wilson here. He's got 16 points this year. I'll be honest, I don't follow Bournemouth all that much. I'm going
to like who doesn't? Like
I'm going to say Everton probably going to win this game anyway. And I think Richarlison's going to be the guy who's going to get the points. It'll probably be
my captain
2-1, maybe 2-1. And I think Richarlison's going to be the big one, the big point getter in that game.
I had Richarlison on my team last year, and then he did something like really stupid and sat out a number of games. And then after that, he was crap for the rest of the year and never really caught up to that level. What do you got, James? What do you think?
For Everton, Sigurdsson.
Yeah,
I think Sigurdsson
be
one of the watch out for in that game.
Yeah,
I had him at the beginning of the year, and he's never really panned out to my expectations, and maybe I've got high expectations. I don't know.
No, I don't think your expectations are high because I think he pulls it out only 10 matches a year. But when he does, he's on it. Or with both feet, he's got those nice curling shots. He sets up people, but it just is to be his game. He has to want to play that day.
Yeah.
So it goes against everything you just believe in.
He's just hit or miss. I had him last year. He's just hit or miss. So.
Oh my goodness, I have totally missed everything here. Let's see, Watford. Damn it, how they whack that guy?
After what? 3 games?
3 games. I just don't understand that.
Because they've been on a losing streak since March.
Yeah, well, that's
haven't
true.
won a home game since February or something.
Oh, okay. Well, then that changed.
It's like, they made it to the FA Cup final, and that was like their whole thing. Yay, we made it, but we haven't won anything along the way. They lost running to it,
and they got destroyed.
Them.
Yeah, I heard some stat that they've had a new manager almost every year for the last 11 years or something crazy like that.
It was the guys on your shirt that said that.
That's it.
I listened to that this morning. Yeah. Yep.
Well, they are
the last Zola was the last manager they had that went more year.
Yeah.
Well, they're hosting Arsenal on Sunday. Is Arsenal going to play to the expectations for the front that everybody thinks they are?
I don't know.
Dave, what do you got?
I don't know. I mean, I think I saw Obiang is like one of the top guys that is being dropped out of most teams now. I mean, I don't know. They're another team that I can't get. You know, I don't know if they're that's another reason why I think we can be in the top 6. They're another team that I think is just a mess. You know, one week they look great, the next week
I'd agree.
Yeah.
Well, definitely the mullet of the Premier League is business in the front, party in the back, because it's literally they're just a mess.
They're just a mess. Yeah, that defense is awful. So, yeah,
I think that
very much us.
I think that
No, I was just saying they're very much like us. They want to go forward.
Yeah. Now that Kike's back, I think it'll be a breath of fresh air for them. You know, he didn't really. It wasn't as mutual of a consent as people are saying, but I mean, I think that when he left, I think that his players will be behind him in this match. I think they're all itching for a win and a breath of fresh air. And Arsenal would be the team, you know, to go in there and shock them. Really, like they won't be expecting. Arsenal will not be expecting Watford to put up a fight. They think they're 10 times
better.
Way better, yeah. They think they're way better than them. I believe that this could be the match that Watford wins, and then after that, probably won't see much of Watford again.
No.
They'll be one and done for a while. They'll be the Derby of what year did Derby only win what 1 game, 2 games, or something like that. I think this is that year for Watford. But, they'll get Arsenal. They'll get one over in Arsenal though.
So the game. The Monday Night Football, West Ham.
Oh boy,
Aston Villa. I'll go with you, James. What do you got? Who from West Ham is gonna show out in that game?
We all know the 2 names. It's gonna be Allaire and Anderson. A little sprinkled in there. Fabian be top notch like always. Hopefully our back line will make it an easier night on him so he doesn't have to, have 20 saves in one game.
Are we set with Ogbonna at the back, or is this just kind of a stopgap until? I mean, what's the Tim? What do you got?
I mean, we're stuck with it, right? Pellegrini's not going to make a change, so they played okay last week. The week before was kind of iffy. It's a stopgap, I guess you'd say, just for the fact we're stuck with them, and it's not the future. A lot of people on other shows, and I try to watch as many YouTube West Ham related shows as possible from overseas, and then obviously listen to all the podcasts and the David Nax's, the American West Ham podcast, etc., and Green Street Hammers, and so on and so on. And the majority opinion is that we're not going to buy anybody in the summer just because someone heard X say that, and I don't buy it. I think that they've already been planning their next move in January for another center back, and it's not going to be one of our youth players. They're going to get somebody. I don't. There's no way. The same man who signed Allaire. Huh? What?
Remember, we were looking at that center back, Marapan,
yeah, exactly.
Or whatever.
I don't know what happened with that, but that's my point. I think that would have been a smart move, and it would be a smart move in January or something. The same man who bought Allaire and Anderson and Yarmolenko and signed all these fantastic players for our club. Why on earth would he be satisfied with Ogbonna and Diop, that pairing? And it doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Like why? Unless our offense is our defense and we just dominate like we did against Norwich, against the rest of the teams between now and January, which you can't rely on that. You can't. So,
well, to put it in perspective from a fantasy standpoint, Masuaku has the most points of any West Ham. 15 points. Diop 12. Ogbonna's got 9. Frederick's got 9.
How the fuck does Fredericks have 9?
I'm just telling you.
What the fuck?
Because
Sorry, but don't get me on a rant
it's
again.
what 3? It's 2 points for like 70 minutes or more, and then it's 2 or 3 for a clean sheet. So
I'll tell you.
so,
No, he got 2 points against. Oh shit, who was that? He got 0 against Manchester City. 2 against Watford. 5 against Norwich. And then Albion, he got 2 against them. So there you go. He's played 90 minutes in every game.
Yeah.
And a couple clean sheets. 1 clean sheet. Yeah.
I don't understand why fullbacks get credit for clean sheets. I understand how center backs and goalkeepers do.
Yeah.
But in fantasy land, I don't understand it because they're so
I don't
far
understand how
out.
midfielders get it.
Midfielders get it? Jeez.
Yeah,
Midfielders get clean sheet boosts.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
from the midfielder, speaking of midfielders,
Hey,
Lanzini,
nice shirt, Jim.
18 points.
He's wearing an American Hammer TV shirt.
Hush.
Nice. Dave, we got to get you one, man.
Yeah. I just had. I want to get the scarf.
I want the scarf.
Yeah, I want the scarf.
Scarves were ordered. It's going to take 4 to 6 weeks. We ran into a major issue. We had a pre-order fund for the scarves. And
Is this are you having a QVC moment?
I am, just for 1 second while
go ahead.
Jim's doing something. It looks like he's letting out the dog or something. So basically, when it came time to place the orders, I didn't factor in that we were also going to get charged shipping. I thought it was the way the guy was talking to me with Roughneck. I thought we were getting free shipping, and then we were going to use the money that people paid for shipping to ship to them. But that sucked all the money and put us our fund in the negative. So we still didn't. We were still short to order the scarves. So we had to sell 2 more, and we ordered them today. So it'll be 4 to 6 weeks from now. So
did you over order so you have more to sell, or it's like the Girl Scout cookies, like you only get what you buy, like you get to pay in advance, kind of?
Well, basically, what's going to happen is, the people who actually did the pre-order, we're gonna figure out something to give them for their patience. We don't know what it is yet, but also we're gonna put them all in like a raffle per se. With it, they've already entered by buying the damn scarf, and we'll give them, we'll raffle off like a care package type of deal. Same thing that we're doing with this league. The winner of this league is gonna end up getting like an American Hammers TV care package. With a mug and a shirt, and if they don't have a scarf, we'll give them an extra scarf at the end of the season. But no, for this though, for thank you, for everyone who pre-ordered a scarf. You can still order one right now because we ordered extra. Obviously, that was part of the deal. But the point is, so buy a scarf. I appreciate the people who pre-ordered the scarves, and we will do something for you for your patience, and I really appreciate that. So anyway, back to the show.
Back to the show. Thank you for that endorsement. Actually,
West Ham?
I don't know who. What? West Ham. Hilaire. Dave brought up a good point. Can you kind of elaborate on this real quick? Hilaire is not in a lot of teams, which is shocking.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier. What was the percentage? It wasn't. Let's see here.
He is in 6.2% of the teams in the league.
So right now would be a good time if you have that free transfer and you got the cash in your account, for your team, pick him up, right? Or is it more of are we sure he's actually going to keep doing what he's doing? Because this is his first time being in this league, and kind of like Anderson was last year, was a little nerve-wracking. You know what I mean?
I
mean, are you thinking he's more than 22, 23 goals?
I'm just going to say this. If anything happens to that guy,
he'll be involved.
We're screwed
in 25 goals.
Right.
Yeah, he'll be involved in like
He'll
third.
be involved in a
Yeah.
lot. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
He won't score 15, but he'll set up another 15.
That's
That's Allaire's game.
Yep.
That's Allaire's game.
I think
So,
I think he
Jovic-
could definitely I'll let you finish in 1 second just, but he'll definitely he could score 30 this season easily if on the pace that he's going. But we know West Ham's record, and
Right.
if there's any key players in that attack that are going to get injured or hurt, at some points in chunks of the season, he's not going to be able to, score that many goals, or for whatever reason that he won't get the service, or everybody will be disjointed. The office will be disjointed at some point because the injuries happen. So I don't think he'll hit 20, but I would love it. I mean, if everybody stays healthy for some miraculous reason. Yes, I mean he could easily score 20 plus, almost 30. Anyway, you were talking about Jovic there.
Who?
Jim?
I was gonna say is
Sorry, Alex.
Jovic, the other guy that played. So at Frankfurt you had Jovic, Rebic, and Allaire. Jovic got the big move to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Scored 17 goals, 13 of them were when Allaire was on the field.
Yeah.
So he could only produce 3 without him.
Yeah.
Seems kind of strange. Makes me feel Allaire's more important than the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Or that team.
Dave, what do you think?
Well, like we were talking about always.
Let me just sit out here.
And if you want to get ahead of the curve, you might want to jump on this one just for your fantasy. All right. We all want them to do well anyway because we want the Hammers to do well. But if you're looking for fantasy, that might be a good pickup to have, especially knowing that he's not on very many rosters right now.
But what does that say, though? Does that say that just that not many people who are not West Ham supporters don't really know about him yet?
I think
I would believe that. Yes,
that would be my belief.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah.
And
he's not
by
getting the attention that Pookie's getting. You know what I mean? Like
a lot of the podcast and radio guys I listen to have all seem to overlook West Ham, all seem to overlook Allaire. Don't do it. And they all seem to think that he's like a big like Andy Carroll, lopping crosses when he's much more the target. Put it at my feet. I'll give it to somebody else and sneak in.
Yeah. If we kind of turn our attention to Aston Villa, you talking about spreading points across the board. Wesley, forward, 15 points on the year. McGinn, 17 points. Douglas Luiz, 15. Grealish, 12.
And everybody wants him. Everybody wants Grealish on their real life team. And
Mings,
12 fantasy points.
Yeah, 16 points for Mings. He's actually somebody who's playing pretty well. I mean, these guys have consistently got points. If it's against Tottenham, Bournemouth, Everton, Crystal, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but they're all getting points.
They're performing well. The metrics that F used to score things, which is I just don't understand it. I tried to figure it out because like Antonio didn't make the is it like 2 years ago when Antonio had the hat assist against Palace, the Andy Carroll overhead kick.
Yeah.
Antonio didn't make the team of the week, which blew my mind. I can understand how they did stats if he produced that and didn't produce enough points in the game. It weird. It's really just a crapshoot.
Dave, what as far as Aston Villa, is that somebody that are there players on that team you see are worthy? I mean, do you think they're continue to play at a decent level? That
I personally, I think that they're hot right now, but I think they're going to fall off. All right, not enough to be dropped out of to go down, but I'm not buying yet. I'm just not buying yet. I know they've had some good results, but I'm just not buying yet.
Yeah, they don't have great players, but they do have a very intelligent coach, a manager. Yeah. And again, just like Sheffield, their players who are not the greatest, they're buying into they're all buying into his system. So I can appreciate that. Now I drafted El Mohammadi just because I was running low on cash. And he's been great for me for many years on Football Manager. So that's really the only reason why I picked him. He's got a cool name. But no, I think I've dropped him since. But no, the point is they don't really have any standouts.
Everything's even across the board.
Yeah, but I mean, not in fantasy, but in real life, I mean, they are really good players. They're just they're good bench players for some good team.
Right.
Now, if we're looking at, and I'll ask this to all three of you guys, we'll probably need to wrap it up because we're closing in on the hour. I didn't really have my stat. Hold on a second. Let me get my stat out here. I thought it was really good. Top players by minutes per goal or assist. So Aguero has a goal or assist every 38 minutes played. De Bruyne, 54 minutes. Pukki, 59 minutes. Abraham, 63. David Silva, 65. Mahrez, 67. Salah, 70. Yes. Sterling, 72. Lacazette, 73. Barnes, 81. Wilson, 84. Firmino, a goal or assist every 86 minutes played. So you're talking about, James, to your point, talking about spreading the wealth. If you're getting these guys, you're guaranteed something at least once every game.
Once a game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really like
That's
that.
a good stat. I like
that one.
Who was number 3 and 4 on that list?
3 was Pukki, Abraham.
Yeah, so Pukki and Abraham those are kind of the sample size for those guys is so small, though. You know,
so going back to the 6-week plan.
Well, kind of, because I always made this argument with Carroll. Everybody was like, "Oh, look, see, he scores so many goals. He always scores 1 and 2." But to me, I always saw Carroll score 2 goals in a game and then not score for 4.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's feast or famine.
The numbers were worked. Score a hat trick and then not score for the next 3 games or 4 games, and that you still end up with that one every other game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up. I got the last question of the night. Currently, as the table stands, Aston Villa with 4 points, Norwich 4 points. No, I'm sorry, my bad. Aston Villa 3 points, Norwich 3 points, Watford 1 point. Of the 3 teams in that relegation, who stays in the bottom 3 and who pulls a Jefferson's, moves on up?
Ask
Dave, I'm going to go around the horn. Dave, what do you got?
I'm going to say Aston Villa stays up.
Okay.
What were the teams again?
Aston Villa, Norwich, Watford. Who stays up? Watford. Who goes down of those 3?
Villa, that's easy. Yeah, Villa.
Villa goes up?
Yeah.
No, they stay up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anybody replacing Villa in that slot, Dave? What do you think?
As much as I hate to say, I think Newcastle's going down.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That owner.
There were a lot of people's picks. Yeah. Before the season started, there were a lot of people's picks.
Yeah.
I said Brighton would be on the top, in the bottom.
I think Brighton.
Yeah.
I think Brighton, man. I think they're gonna
Yeah,
just
they do.
fizzle and fade and never come back, man. Them Watford definitely, but Norwich I think will probably stay up too. I really do. They play. I don't know. I think they're playing too well to do. I think it's gonna be Bournemouth, Brighton, and Watford going down.
Okay. What about you, James? I'll let you wrap it up.
I think Villa and Watford will move up out of the relegation. I think Norwich will stay. I think Newcastle falls in there, and I think Brighton falls in there.
Good man.
Wow.
Fuck Brighton.
I'm just looking at the list, and I'm just like, I don't know. As bad as I want to say it, I think the bottom three are going to be Sheffield, Watford, and Brighton. Totally
Good, fuck Brighton.
just blew all you guys' mind. And I don't even know what the hell I just said. Yeah.
All I heard was the Blades.
Sheffield, Brighton, and Watford. You're out. All right. So we'll just wrap it up. It's an hour. So thank you, everybody. I know that we kind of got off the rails, but it's actually a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
Dave, thank you for coming on.
No
Tim, I did not see that
Yeah,
coming.
man. Good seeing you, Dave.
Yeah.
Tim, when I got him on, it looked like some like WWE like promo, like he's just sitting in the corner. It's like, what the hell? Like, what's going on, dude? Like, it really, I swear to God, it looked like, Stone Cold.
I was smoking
a
butt out on my deck, man. I was smoking a cigarette on my deck, and I'm like, you know what? I'll join these guys.
It's fun. That was actually very
Jimmy
funny.
comes on.
It was really weird.
It was. Listen, I had a great time with you guys tonight. Jimmy, I'm glad that you came on, and Dave, pleasure speaking with you again.
Oh yeah, awesome, awesome boys.
And Alex, listen, you're doing
lads.
And Alex, you're doing an awesome job. I appreciate this. Now, listen, one last thing before I go. I need everybody that's in our league who's watching this show at any point to reach out to us. It doesn't matter what time zone you're in. We'll figure out something. But we would love to have you on the show at some point and do what we've done and just shoot some banter about our league. Like there's over 200 people in our league.
Yes,
it's bananas, and that's all thanks to Alex. So. Let's and Alex is putting you guys don't see this, but Alex is putting a lot of work into this show, and I super appreciate it, and everybody at American Hammers TV super appreciates it. And seriously, let's show them some support and help them make this show awesome and better.
Yeah. So we're kind of tucked away on the Tuesdays. I told Dave, I said Tuesdays must be like the holy day for people. Everybody's doing something on a Tuesday, but you can
do it whenever you want, man. I don't know why. I mean, at the time I didn't have. We only had like during the week that or a Friday night, and everybody's out drinking Friday nights or doing something with their girlfriend or wife or whatever. So I figured no one would want to do a Friday night show. But anyway, we also have Saturdays, Sundays, whatever you want to do, Alex. You want to switch over so you can get some UK people in here? And listen,
that'd be cool.
Like more than 60% of our people are, not only our viewers of the show, but the people in the league are from UK. So. The time difference.
I can't. Right now, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm paying attention to you, but I'm looking at James. He looks like he's fixing to go in like a Queen montage.
I was just gonna say that.
So he looks like he's about to go. It's like "Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia." At any point right now, I swear to God, I thought he was about to start doing that.
It's awesome, dude.
Let me get the hair out.
I swear to God, I just see what I'm saying. Yeah. I swear to God, I thought he was going to go Freddie Mercury on me at any moment. But yeah, thanks. I mean, again, we kind of need to wrap it up. So again, thanks for everybody coming on the show. And Tim, I don't know if you know this, we've had about 4 or 5 more people join the league just this week.
Yes, send me the updated roster so I can try.
Yes, I will. I've been a little neglect on doing that, but we've had more people join, more people coming on board, and. This is probably blasphemy. I probably shouldn't say this in public, but, I don't mind somebody else from another team coming on. I think it'd be fun just to talk crap to each other, and but I want West Ham, but, I think it'd be fun. I think I'd like to have as many people, out there as possible and talk as much shit to other teams as possible. But again, the West Ham fans, that's what we're looking for. We're trying to grow this, and we're really going to start reaching out to talk to DC Irons. You guys are out there. Some guys from Toronto plan on coming in the next week. I got some movie stars coming on later.
Oh Jesus!
So what?
Oh Jesus!
Woohoo!
I can't be on that show.
I can't be on that show.
My
What?
wife will murder me, man.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
guys are
Nothing.
Weirdos.
No,
All right.
Nothing.
So again,
We
thank
all
you
know
everybody.
what we're talking about here.
Yeah, thank you for everybody coming on the show. Appreciate all your time. James, Netscape, love it. Dave, thanks for coming on. Go Mizzou.
Yeah, send me that link, Jim.
Yeah. And Tim, thanks for smoking a dart on the back porch, enjoying the show.
Yeah, man.
All right, y'all
Guys,
have a good
come on,
one,
you
man.
Irons.
Thanks, guys.
Come on, you Irons, baby. Come on, you Irons. Right on. That was fun.